James chapter 2 verse 11 reinforces the truth that God's law cannot be divided into commands that are important and commands that may be ignored. Having declared that stumbling in one point makes a person a lawbreaker, James now explains why this is true. The issue is not simply the command that has been broken, but the authority of the one who gave every command. This verse calls believers to recognize that every act of disobedience is ultimately directed against God Himself. James chapter 2 verse 11 says, "For he who said, 'Do not commit adultery,' also said, 'Do not murder.' Now if you do not commit adultery, but you do murder, you have become a transgressor of the law." James points to two commandments from the Ten Commandments to illustrate his argument. A person might pride himself on never committing adultery, yet if he commits murder, he is still a lawbreaker. The point is not that adultery and murder are identical in their consequences, but that violating either command is an act of disobedience against the same God. The emphasis falls on the words, "for he who said." James directs attention away from the individual commandments and toward the divine lawgiver. The authority of the law rests in God Himself. Every command reflects His holy character and carries His authority. Therefore, to reject one command is to reject the authority of the one who gave it. This explains why James has applied the principle to favoritism. Some may have viewed showing partiality as insignificant because it was not listed alongside what are commonly regarded as greater sins. James demonstrates that such reasoning is flawed. If God commands His people to love their neighbors without partiality, then showing favoritism is a violation of His law, just as surely as breaking any other command. The seriousness of sin is measured by the holiness of God, not by human comparisons. Jesus taught this same principle by exposing the deeper intent of God's law. In Matthew chapter 5, verses 21 through 22, He explained that sinful anger violates the spirit of the command against murder. Later, in Matthew chapter 5, verses 27 through 28, He taught that lust violates the command against adultery. The Lord showed that God's law reaches beyond outward actions to the attitudes and motives of the heart. James's purpose is not to leave believers in despair, but to expose the impossibility of achieving righteousness through selective obedience. Every person has failed to keep God's law perfectly. Romans chapter 3 verse 23 declares that all have sinned and fall short of the glory of God. Because the law reveals guilt rather than removing it, sinners must look to Jesus Christ, who alone fulfilled the law perfectly and bore its penalty on behalf of all who trust in Him. For those who belong to Christ, this truth produces humility rather than pride. There is no room for comparing ourselves with others or excusing particular sins because they appear less serious. Every command of God deserves our obedience because every command comes from our holy and righteous Lord. At the same time, believers pursue obedience not to earn God's acceptance, but because they have already received His grace through Christ. James chapter 2 verse 11 reminds Christians that God's authority extends over every part of life. Obedience cannot be selective, and sin cannot be justified by comparison with other sins. Instead, believers are called to submit themselves to the whole counsel of God's Word, confess their failures honestly, and depend daily upon the grace of Christ. Such humility honors the lawgiver and produces a life that increasingly reflects His holiness.